you right. You right. This shit is so mid. The blunt won't even light. This shit got styrofoam in it. All types of other shit. It's mid.
We got a tier list to make for a little thing called Phase 4 of Marvel. We're gonna get all the spicy takes in. We're clip farming boys. So we got a bunch of content. The first thing we got to do in a good tier list is rename the tiers. Okay, obviously top tier is gas and bottom tier is trash. All right, how are we gonna fill in these three?
Well, we gotta put mid has to be C, right?
Look, gas, fire.
The gas is
I.
better than fire. All right, gas, fire, I.
Yo, gas is that shit. I will go to jail.
All right, bet.
I will go to jail for this. Like, if I get caught with this on me, I'm doing 15. I'm doing thugger numbers.
Damn.
Gas is the shit we flood inner city communities with.
Let's start off with the last thing to come out. Let's start off with Black Panther. Where we putting Black Panther? Before we tier it, I think we should let everybody give their takes. Stokes, you made a face. How do you feel about Black Panther?
Do you want to talk about Phase 4 as a whole, or do you want to do that afterwards?
Let's do Phase 4 as a whole afterwards. Give our final closing thoughts on it. All right. I'm gonna say Black Panther 2 was the best movie of Phase 4. Not saying much with that. It was the most beautiful. I think maybe it had some less than stellar animation CGI moments, but I think overall it looked nice. It sounded nice. It delivered. I think for what it was, it did what it needed to do, and I was happy with it. I mean, if we're gonna go with final rankings, and truly, it's like an I, but for me, I'd probably put it closer to fire, just in relativeness to the rest of Phase 4.
No, he ain't doing no relative shit.
Yeah, I think that's fair though, because we're doing it. It's a tier list of Phase 4, so we have to. Everything has to be relative to the products they released in this time frame.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Otherwise, we're gonna get zero gas.
There's nothing gas about this phase.
Julio, you got some Black Panther talk for us?
I agree with you, man. I don't know if it's the best, but it's one of the better ones of the Phase 4 for sure.
There are 4 things that make this movie watchable. Lolita Wright, Tenoch Huerta, Ludwig, hair and costume. Without one of those 4, this movie's unwatchable.
Unwatchable. Damn, that's a take, man.
There's just like so much. There's so much movie here. It's a 2.5-hour movie. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I think all these movies are pretty goddamn long. Let's be real. None of these movies are short. How are we feeling about Stokes? You have famously said that Black Widow might be the best movie in Phase 4. Rehash your opinion on Black Widow for us.
They had some of the other properties were missing, which was Heart, something that Black Panther 2 has, and a couple of the other Disney Plus shows have, but the other movies, the movies don't.
I don't know, man. Black Widow is probably one of my least favorites. Special Agent. How you feeling?
See, I think in hindsight, it's actually one of the stronger ones.
Damn. I mean, Stokes was saying the same thing. I mean, so how would you guys feel it? Where are we on the tier list? Are we gas with Black Widow?
Nah, that shit is aight.
That shit is aight. I mean, we got Black Widow is ass. I might have to second on that one. It's just it's just not captivating to me. Like all these movies are the same, and there's just something. There's that something about it that makes it good, you know? It's just not hidden for me. All right, let's go. Eternals.
Trash. Hot trash.
Spicy trash. Like maybe the hottest trash. Like that shit hurt coming out. There are some that I think will get a little bit spicier on. Let's do a Disney Plus show. How are we feeling about WandaVision?
Mid. I could get through it.
I thought it was kind of fire, dude. Is that crazy? WandaVision is creative. It is the most creative of any of these shows, and it plays it serious. We get good performances. I feel like it was fun, and I mean maybe it doesn't set up properly for Doctor Strange 2, but just what we got, I thought it was an interesting and different take on what could have been. I feel like if more shows were like WandaVision, I feel like we would have had a better Phase 4 Disney Plus series.
WandaVision had a lot going for it, but I feel like it tails off. The execution blew it, in my opinion. Go fire.
That was the most reluctant fire. That was like, fire. Leo, was giving it a mid. Do we average it to an I, or are we are we overriding Special Agent with a 2 out of 3?
It's I.
Think it's I. Not everything can be I.
No,
I
that
think it
is
balances
the
out. That's like the
everything
average.
can be
All
I.
right, all right. Everything can be I. You know, that's fair. That's fair. We don't juice these. You know, Loki. How are we feeling about Loki?
It's I.
It's I want to. Yo, Loki was gas. Am I crazy? Am I crazy for thinking Loki was gas? Loki was one of the only TV shows. Loki was one of the only TV shows that we got, or that really connected to this grander narrative that they're building in Phase 5 and Phase 6. That's like the good thing about Marvel movies, and that's a good thing about all this different content that we're getting and having it all being connected, is that connection mattering and meaning something to the people watching it, so that when you do spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, like out of your life, 6 hours, 8 hours with a television show, out of your life to watch something and to dedicate to it and to like go out of your way to see it, and it not having any sort of bearing on what's going on the overarching storyline, it's kind of disheartening, and it kind of feels like you're wasting your time a little bit. Loki is the only thing that made you feel like, oh shit, Kang is coming, dude. We have something that's really being built up. And that's what I always enjoyed about Marvel movies. After you see the Avengers and you see Thanos in the after credit scene, that shit is like, oh my god, we're finally getting the Infinity War on the big screen. Like, this is amazing. Like, yo, we're about to get like Kang, we're about to get Secret Invasion. Like, these are or Secret War. We're about to get a lot of stuff. Like, that's really interesting to see finally on the big screen. So that's why I would say that Loki's a gas. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'd like to hear what you guys feel about Loki.
See, but is it the quality of the show itself that you're excited about, or is it just the fact that it's building up to something else? Is that why you like it, or do you actually like it because it's well written, it's well acted, like all the other elements involved with making a good TV show? I feel like, and that's been the biggest issue with Phase 4, is that the reason people are excited about it is mostly because of just who's either coming back or what it's setting up, rather than the actual quality of the work.
I would say that I honestly thought it was well acted. I thought it was well written. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, and I think the thing that elevates it is that connectivity. I thought baseline it was an enjoyable show, and the fact that it gave me that Marvel hit is is why I would put it in gas. But maybe I'm crazy, and maybe Piper's right. Does everything really need to be connected? I personally would say, yeah, that's like the sales pitch of the Marvel universe, that everything is connected, like the MCU. But maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just Marvel pilled. Antonito says, "Nah, Loki was sick AF." I think I agree with you, buddy.
So Piper said, does everything in MCU need to be connected? And the answer is no. But the problem is that everything is so mid. We're looking for a reason to continue watching. So for me, things can be separated. Like I said, I liked Black Widow. I enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty much its own little thing. I like Shang-Chi. I thought that was one of the better ones. What used to be MCU movie, you sit down, you got an experience that worked on its own. The internet connectivity was like a whipped cream and a cherry on top. But now movies themselves aren't very good. So you're looking for the connectivity for something like just something to watch.
Eternals is worse than mid. Eternals deserves a trash spot. I remember I
Yeah.
went to see that shit. I was high as fuck. It was Thanksgiving. I had a slice of gas station pizza because I didn't have no Thanksgiving dinner, so I was already hot. I literally sat there and I couldn't believe at just how poorly written and just how poorly thought out this entire project was. And then they had arguably, no, not arguably, they objectively had the best cast out of all of these projects in this film, and they used it to absolutely none of its strengths. So, yeah, you set me off when you said Eternals. I got triggered. I had a flashback. Had to pop in with that.
Where no, I agree. It's not very good. But yeah, honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100. If Captain America what 4 comes out and we're at least sort of fucking with the events that happen in Eternals, I'll like Eternals a little bit more just because of that fact. It'll still be trash.
This
Um,
motherfucker, bro.
but I also think Eternals, there is a good movie there, and I feel like it's the victim of bad editing and bad cutting, because if you tell it in a different order, I don't think it's as bad as it is. I really think a lot of the dislike for it is just like how weird this actual plot structure makes you feel, because it doesn't really, it's not well structured. in comparison to a movie like Knives Out or even Glass Onion that maybe might not be super top tier, but like they have strong structures and so that they can still be enjoyable because of that baseline like you were talking about, Stokes. So I mean, where are we putting Loki, boys?
It's a 1 through 5 ranking system, right? Essentially, I'm giving that shit a 2.
Yeah, I'll probably say midi pack.
So
Midi
2.
pack.
So it's got
And if
4.
I'm giving, I mean, so here we go. I
No,
mean,
no, I'm doing the math. So that's 4, and you're saying it's gas, so that's 9.
yeah,
What's what's 5? What's
it's
9
That's
out of?
another. That's
That's all
another
right.
alright, I think.
That's all right. Yeah, exactly.
Because
yo,
it's not
everything's about to get
mind
I,
blowing. It's
dude.
not great, but
This
Right.
is crazy.
you guys don't think it's terrible either. So
Word. I'm
Let
fair
me
with
say
giving it
what
an
I
eye.
mind. What I don't like about Loki is the premise doesn't make sense. Like the world building doesn't make sense. It's like it's so complicated. It's like we can jump from any point in time, but there's a time limit. Like it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like if I can travel through time, why do I need to jump at a specific point to avoid an event? How come it can only happen one time? We can travel through time, so in space. So really, we should have multiple cracks at this specific event because if we fail, we can start over. The logistics don't make any sense. And then they have Kang show up, and they have this wonderful actor, Jonathan Mayers, and he's acting like fucking Willy Wonka. It's the worst performance I've seen from him. It's the worst performance. He's like, I've got a script.
bro,
I've got a script.
no, I think he's overacting that way because the script is so light. Like he has to give it some sort of flavor. So
No,
he has
it's
to
not
like
even
do that
that.
goofy shit.
He's doing that so that when he shows up in Ant-Man 3, it's like, oh my God, the range of Jonathan Mayers. Like, nah, fuck that. Nah, that shit. I is generous with that lame ass scene.
Damn. I mean, I'm surprised how they use that version of Kang, and how they portrayed him. They didn't even like really age him up. Would have been interesting. But I do think that they will set up that. I mean, obviously they're setting up the contrast of what Quantumania will be like. But I think that's interesting. I'm here for it. I think that's going to be fun to see, honestly, to actually be sort of afraid of Kang. Maybe. I mean, the contrast will be interesting. And it'll be cool to see when they finally meet each other on screen, the different versions of Kang. Let's move on to Shang-Chi. I know you mentioned it in your little rant, my guy. So where are we putting Shang-Chi?
I'm going to say fire, but it's a tentative fire. What Shang-Chi does really well is it has some of that heart. It has a plot that you can follow. It stands on its own. Like it's entertaining on it in its own right. That action scene on the bus and that action scene where they're fighting like the scaffolding, they captured that kung fu element beautifully. Sam Liu is not the best actor in terms of like believability, but he has a charisma. Like I don't think Jean-Claude Van Damme is the best like believable actor, but the physicality and the charisma is like irreplicable.
Man, I'm really not doing a bid here, but I think it's only I like I leaning to mid. I think that yeah, it had the strong action sequence, but other than that, like yeah, okay, charismatic leading man, okay, that's cool. The end of the film is terrible. Like it literally
Mhm.
falls apart. The costume design I think is incredibly lazy. It's not creative at all, especially coming off Black Panther in the previous phase. And then, bro, yes, exactly as Piper 522 points out, Aquafina is what? Oh, actually, I'm in disagreement. I thought Aquafina was terrible. I thought she was one of the worst parts of the film. She was literally there for no reason other than to be, yeah, annoying. The positives aside, I don't think it does enough to warrant it being fire, in my opinion.
The problem with Aquafina is that they're using her sparingly and they focus on their relationship, and I agree. And then they give her a bow and arrow. Why the fuck is Aquafina meeting Bruce Banner? Like, that's the problem. They had a good balance. They fucked it up. Like, I feel like all these MCU movies have, like, the annoying sidekick. Spider-Man, Eternals, they had the annoying sidekick. It was just like, bro, can we get a fucking break with this, bro? Write some actual, like, the MCU used to be funny because it had witty dialogue and really charismatic actors, and it had satire, and now it's just like, let's get a guy to say a silly thing. And so much of the defense of Phase 4 is, oh, they're just getting started. I don't know how the fuck you just get started after 25 fucking movies, but sure. Disillusion of MCU dialogue is the real problem. That is the core problem. If you fix that, all of these movies are better. They have better characterization, they have more focus, and you can get rid of these damn side characters and subplots that are meant to be funny but don't do anything for it.
I think we're at fire. I mean, my opinion. I enjoyed Shang-Chi. It's nothing special, but it does it sincerely, and it's something a little bit different. So I would put it at fire. Might be closer to one of my favorite movies in the
See,
phase.
I would actually. This is just my personal opinion. I'm not calling for this, but I would switch Black Panther with Shang Chi. To be honest, if we don't want to stack out, I would switch Black Panther with Shang Chi for sure.
I'm
We
fine with
could stack
I.
out. Yeah, we could stack out. I if everything's alright, everything's alright, as we said.
That's been the move for the. That's what the Phase 4 has been. And honestly, we are being a little bit generous. Like we should probably. We got some shit coming that's gonna be mid. Like
Yeah,
it's on the way. Like
yeah. There's some. There's one that I want to save for last
oh shit.
because that one's gonna get a little hectic. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Not
I've
the,
looked
not
into
the, not the
14
one to the
million
right.
futures, and all of them are mid.
All right, so let's. How did we feel about the latest Thor movie? I'm gonna start off and say I thought that was trash. I thought that was trash. Is that crazy? I thought it was better than
Bro,
Eternals, but that was buns.
I would say it's all
I
right.
agree. It's better than Eternals, but nah, that shit was a 2 pack of ass for sure.
Yeah, that was not a good movie, yo. And the performances weren't very good. Like Natalie Portman did not want to be there.
You think so?
Yeah, she would not.
So
I
she
thought
came
she
for the
was too
check.
enthusiastic. I thought she was like trying too hard, where she was coming up with catchphrase. Mid. Nah, I was going to say, all right, it's mid. Y'all can put it in trash. I'm thinking about her doing catchphrases and shit. Nah, fucking.
Yeah, no, that one. I can see. I can see the argument for mid, but I think that one might be trash for
This
me.
this this blunt got pesticides in it. This shit is trash.
Yeah,
This shit sucks.
Yo,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
All right, how do we feel about What If?
Gas. What I
Gas,
smoke. Yes.
gas.
Yes.
All right, give us the
I
argument for
have to
What If.
stay out of it because I haven't seen it, but I've
Okay.
heard only good things about it.
What's Phase 4 supposed to be is the Phase 4 movies are going to be safer, more family entertainment, and then the TV shows are going to break out and be more weird, more edgy, or whatever. And the only show that has delivered on that is What If. Like all this other stuff is mid to me. Like I don't think Loki. I think Loki was okay, but What If delivered. And whatever you could say bad about What If, it's an anthology. It's hit or miss regardless. Every anthology is going to be hit or miss. So I feel like this is the one thing, along with something other, I'll say what I think was fire. But this is it. This is fire. This delivered. This was did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm not gonna complain on that one. I'm gonna give it a gas as well. It was creative, it was inventive, and it also was using the medium of animation to like its fullest. You know, definitely a gas. Definitely a gas. How did we feel about Doctor Strange, boys?
It's all right.
Yeah, I would say but man, that fucking reveal, the Illuminati reveal, I thought that was terrible. Like honestly, just over that scene, I'm leaning towards mid. But if you guys want to level that out to high, I'm fine with it. But man, that all those little reveals, the America Chavez, is that her name? Is that the character?
Yeah,
I thought she was kind of mid. I thought it was very unimaginative. Like, okay, you're in a different universe where red means go and green means stop. Wow, very creative. I mean, I know they were putting in the hours in the writing room for that scene. I
They got
mean,
Chris
yeah,
for that
like,
scene.
yeah.
hey yo, hey yo,
They got Chris for that shit.
relax, Luigi, relax.
We forgot to mention the Eternals was the it's me, Blorko. Remember that shit when Thanos' brother walked through? This had the other Blorko scene where what's her old girl just pops in, Charlize Theron, my baby, Miss Stokes.
That's my baby, bro. Chill
Yo,
out. I'm
that's
dropping
Miss
dick
Stokes.
off. Chill out.
Yo.
She's fine as fuck, bro.
She was like an even bigger Blorko. I might even lean towards Fire. I don't watch MCU trailers. I saw the teaser for this in Spider-Man, and I thought it was some chick, Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch go through a bunch of like multiverses. They run into these popular characters. They run into like Professor X or whatever. And I was dreading that. Like, let's go to the Toby verse. And I was like, I don't want that. And they got it out the way in one scene. I was like, okay, that's cool. I was surprised. So I'm leaning towards Fire. And then you get the It's Me Blorko scene, America Chavez. And we talked about Black Panther and why I don't think I would move Black Panther up. Black Panther had Ironheart, and it's the same. That's the annoying sidekick. I forgot. Ironheart, the dialogue is terrible. It's like, y'all from motherfucking Wakanda. She literally steps on an exposition machine.
This is definitely mid.
All right, no, hold on. So, slow down there.
Nah, we taking a
down there,
vote.
bucko.
I vote mid. I vote mid.
I'm
Yeah, Chris,
team
you
mid
saying
on
mid?
that. I'm team mid. I'm honestly, I might. Part of me wants to put this in trash, bro.
You can't,
like,
because I'm saying it's all right.
So I think it might be mid.
It bounces out to mid.
It bounces out to mid. It's just not good. It's got some. There's something wrong with it. The setup for Scarlet Witch being bad is just not there.
All
It's
those
just
two
not
kids
good.
are terrible as well. I forgot.
No.
To mention.
Oh my. Nah. Fuck that.
Yeah.
No, you're right. No. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Put it in mid. Put it in mid.
Yeah, this is definitely a mid.
Nah. Keep it in mid. Yeah.
This is definitely a mid.
I forgot.
That Fent is not hitting.
No, it's so sad because Sam Raimi and people were saying this was like a shut the fuck up. Have you watched the horror movie? Stop the dick suck. But no, it's a shame that Sam Raimi's direction was wasted on this movie. Doctor Strange gets his third eye at the end. It's like a cliffhanger. It's like, oh my god, this is really cool. What does this mean? And then they show you the next scene. It's not a big deal.
I'm gonna start off with my feelings on this.
Stop right there. Yep. Nope. You're going too high. There's no way this is gas. Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
That shit had stems and seeds in it for sure.
Is this worse than the Internals? Is this
no?
Is this worse than Eternals?
Nah.
Because I would lean towards mid, like than trash. But Eternals, there's not a doubt in my mind. Like even Thor, I'm like, I don't love that it's trash. But like Eternals, there's nobody said anything higher than trash. Like it was no debate. This is mid to me. This is it's boring. The dialogue is bad. The story is boring. The social commentary in this is dog shit. Like it's like there will never be a black Captain America. It's like it's no visual storytelling. It's all like monologues or exposition dumps. I'm trying to figure out what's good about this. You got the worst Avenger as far as acting, Anthony Mackie, Diet Will Smith, and then you got Sebastian Stan, who's like really good generally. He's not the first guy you would pick out of an Avengers movie to be like a coast. And then the plot, bro, the plot of like, I need to get money to get my boat fixed, but I'm an Avenger. It's the flimsiest fucking story, bro. What they did to Julia Louis-Dreyfus, my other baby, the Queen, and they fucked her all. This is the only time I've ever seen her in something where I did not like her and I hated her. This is trash. I changed my mind. It's trash. It's trash. No.
This is definitely trash. I was not about there's nothing redeeming about this, and this might be the worst TV show.
But I remember Ant like just raging about the show, and I had to go watch some of it just to find what he was talking about as far as like the very tired and cynical commentary about him at the bank. Like I could not believe my eyes that like Marvel would actually put this garbage on film. Like really, like that was like one of the most cynical things I've ever seen. But yeah, that shit was trash.
They want to have it both ways, where it's like you expect us to comment on like the snap. Like the stakes are too high. Like you have raised the stakes too high. If you're gonna have low stakes, they need to be like realistic. And that's why I think Black Widow works, is because the stakes are very clear. It's like this woman is fighting for her family. This motherfucker was just wants a boat. Like it's not the it.
Let me drive the boat.
Let me buy the boat. We know the real world. Like he's an Avenger and he's a special agent in the Air Force. He's not getting a loan for a boat.
Broke
Why
ass.
wasn't it a plane? Why wasn't it like? Why is it a boat?
Because he's from New Orleans, I guess.
All right, Special Agent Julio. I want you to choose the next one that we do. Which one of these do you have really strong opinions on?
Dude, Moon Knight pissed me off when it first came out because I'm like, man, we finally have a Hispanic superhero, and they gave this motherfucker a British accent. Because Oscar Isaac he's like Hispanic. He tries to hide that shit. I'm gonna check him when I see him over that. But I just was not impressed by the show at all. I thought it was fucking boring, honestly. Even though Oscar Isaac is a good actor, and also, as we've talked about before, the CGI I thought was pretty bad.
Are you giving it a trash?
See, I'm thinking about giving it a trash, but I would say mid just because it's short. Like it's only a couple episodes, so it doesn't have as much time to be trash as the other shows.
you talk about opportunity cost, but it's just wasted potential, and a lot of this is wasted potential. And I think that's what makes What If so good is that it doesn't waste the potential; it uses all of it. Oscar Isaac, I would argue, a top 5 actor working in Hollywood right now. He's amazing, and then it's just bad. And I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. It's just exasperating for all this weak ass. How many times can we say mid? It's not gas.
Yeah, there's apparently a lot of ways to say mid or I, and we have them all listed right here. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. It's definitely mid. Julia, did you see Ms. Marvel?
Hell no, I did not watch that shit.
Hell no. All right,
It's
so
all right.
I guess I get full reign on that one. I want to say Miss Marvel was fire.
Okay.
Miss Marvel was good. Yo, Miss Marvel might be one of the only TV shows or movies in Phase 4 that really like lives up to the idea of picking an audience and then going straight for that audience and going for it fully. Miss Marvel was good. I enjoyed it, and yeah, it's not for everyone, but it's for what it was. It did its job, and I think I'm honestly excited for like the Marvels. Like I'm excited to see her come back and see her interact with Brie Larson and the rest of the crew. You know,
I think part of the problem as well is that they want to set up a new Avengers, and then they're getting they're getting people that aren't, in my opinion, aren't that great. Like the Riri, whoever played Riri was not. Like I've seen her before. She's not a good actress. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sorry, she can't
Ass.
carry a movie. This Miss Marvel actress, look, she has charisma. I think America Chavez. I think that actress also
She
had
was
charisma.
she was alright.
Miss Marvel be one of the new Avengers I'd be looking forward to the most.
how do we feel about Hawkeye?
I watched the first episode, didn't continue, so I'm gonna say mid.
Yeah, see, same here. Like I just had no interest in fucking watching that shit.
I think we're all in agreement. Hawkeye gets a mid. All right, we're gonna leave this on the side because I only got a little bit through it, but I've heard
It's
it's
like
good.
high.
So I mean, I feel like it. I've heard it's good though, so I don't want to rate it
If
when
it
none of
was
us
good,
have
we
given
would have seen it. Like enough people would have told us about it, like for us to have a strong opinion on it.
All right. I mean, you just really want to get to She-Hulk, I guess. All right. How do we feel about She-Hulk, boys?
I would say mid. I mean, it's not
Mid.
impressive at all,
I'm
in my
scared
opinion.
to say
Uh,
anything.
I'm gonna say
Some cringe.
yeah. I think it's definitely mid. I feel you on mid. I don't think it's the worst thing in mid. I think if we're to order it, I'd probably put it like damn. Oh damn, dude. Honestly, yo.
You can't measure mid, bro. If the blunt's not hit,
Shit.
it's not. If the shit gas, if the shit is gas, it's gas.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't rate mid. Here's
Stokes.
what I will say about She-Hulk. I'm gonna attack some of the bad faith arguments I heard. And then the criticism of it not being for us, which might be the case, but Ally McBeal with superheroes sounds amazing. Like that sounds gas. That sounds incredible. And it wasn't as good as Ally McBeal. I've seen Ally McBeal episodes. This was not as good as that. It wasn't as good as Law and Order.
I agree with all the with what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, Antoine says that we're wild. She-Hulk was one of the best things overall that the MCU has done. Period.
Bro,
Period.
Ant likes everything. Like he probably thinks everything. Yo, we got to put something mid. The origin of like, oh, we got into a car accident and your blood got into my blood. Whoops. I can't imagine standing for this. There's just so many great shows. You know, like House of the Dragon just came out. Incredible.
Yeah, House of Dragon, next level.
Gas. And like there's just so much great television. Like there's just so too many great TV shows to watch. And a lot of it is like, what am I not watching? Like I'm gonna turn off Barry. I'm gonna turn off House of the Dragons. I'm gonna turn off something like Chopped or like a cooking show or something that's super satisfying and I can just is like easier to consume because I have to focus less. It hits those like pleasure receptors a lot easier. It's like this is in between light viewing and prestige television. It just doesn't work. And I think that's the problem with all these shows, short of What If and Miss Marvel, which I haven't watched.
Stokes, I know you're gonna want to cook on this last one. We're on Spider-Man, No Way Home. Stokes, I'm gonna let you cook. Give us some good.
ISO.
Give us a good clip, dog.
What did Kobe used to do? ISO. This movie was mid. There was nothing else. The only appeal for this movie is, hey, I recognize that thing. The story does not make any sense. The performances felt like an SNL sketch. Why is Aunt May in the penthouse with all the supervillains? It's not even worth the monologue, bro. It's mid. Like, it's not that good. You know what I'm saying? Take the nostalgia dick out your mouth and just try to watch it objectively. And this shit is mid. This shit is so mid, the blunt won't even light. This shit got styrofoam in it, all types of other shit. It's mid.
Nah, that shit is trash. I think just off the pure cynicism, bro. Like, you literally got all these people to come back. You got all these actors to like drag their asses out of bed. They didn't want to do this shit. They're literally spoiling it, bro. He was literally like
Alfred
just
Molina.
yeah, he was Alfred Molina was literally just spoiling the entire movie in the media because he just did not give a fuck about it. And exactly as you said, man, like they bring Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back, which okay, yeah, whatever, and they don't do anything with them.
Yeah.
They literally just bring them back just to be there. Tobey Maguire has even less to do than Andrew Garfield. The entire appeal of the movie is just it's 2 hours of fan service. And so just off that fact, I think it's fucking trash. I was so pissed off leaving the movie theater because I'm like, man, you guys had an opportunity to do something interesting and you just drop the ball. Like it's literally there just to be fan service, just so we can. They spent all that money just so we can get that shot of all three of the Spider-Man swinging together. Like really, like you can confuse all these other dog brains, but you're not getting me. You're not fooling me, dog. Like
Let me say something real quick. I think if you had brought them in first, if it was three Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six, that's an amazing fucking movie, bro. But they bring them at the very end, and it's like Tobey Maguire was like the worst performance I've seen like in years. He's like, "Hey, I'm Spider-Man." Like it's like, what the fuck is going
no, it's
on, bro?
literally him as a SNL. Like the
Like,
SNL brings together the Spider-Man. Like literally.
yeah, man, and there was nuggets. There was really cool moments when they're sitting there talking about the webbing, and it's like, okay, this is build on this, do this, like add this stuff, and then like the my biggest pet peeve is when a character does something stupid and then something bad happens, and it's like it's not your fault. Like it is your fault. Why the fuck was Marissa Tomei? You got my third wife, my third baby, Marissa Tomei, my first wife. You got her killed, bro. I can't feel bad for you because you're a fucking idiot.
No. So you're all good, man. Yo, all right. I mean, I enjoy Spider Man, yo. It was like I
He's
they
an
got
op.
me. I guess I'm
Chris is
Spider Man.
oppy.
I'm an op. I don't know if I could give it trash or mid. Like to me, Spider Man was kind of fire. I mean, it gave me a lot of things
Wow.
that I wanted. To me, Spider Man No Way Home is maybe the most Marvel comic booky movie that we've gotten since Infinity War. It's got everything that you would think you could get from a comic book in a movie. Like they threw all these different storylines. They gave us everything that we could have imagined and that we've seen on the big screen for Spider-Man. I mean, how could you not really enjoy this movie? Yeah, it was definitely some nostalgia bait. Yeah, it was definitely some fan service, but don't we all enjoy
Some,
that? I mean, it was a lot
some.
of it, but like,
That's
what
all it was.
in relevance to the rest of these, like, I mean, I
But
mean,
the
Look,
cynicism.
I think its only saving grace was fucking Willem Dafoe acting his ass off, but that's about it.
When you
But
get enough, it's like the Eternals. Like you get enough talented people together, they're gonna do something. And I think that's where Eternals fucked up. Is not a single one of those performances were good. This you get Alfred Molina, you get Jamie Foxx, you get all these great actors. Yeah, like they're gonna get some good performances. And even they retcon some things. Why is Jamie Foxx acting like Jamie Foxx? He was a nerd. He was
yeah,
square. He was like Chris, and he came out like Stokes.
hey
What
yo,
happened?
hey yo, oh man, Luigi talking crazy right now.
It can't
I,
go above mid, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'll hop out the stream right now. It's fucking. I'm using executive. What's it called when the president?
executive privilege. Yeah,
I'm using executive
doing
privilege. That shit is
assigning an
weird.
executive order. But yeah, it's just something very cynical about that movie, in my opinion, where it's like, man, they brought all these people back and they do very little with it. They're literally just there to be people you're familiar with. Going to that movie was almost like jury duty. Like we just went just to see that shit because it's a Marvel movie and because of the scale of what they're trying to do. But did they actually do anything new or refreshing or interesting? If you actually watch the movie and like parse it, I don't think so.
Oh, what,
I
Chris?
don't
Here's what
know.
I'm gonna
I
say.
don't know, man.
What was good about this movie that doesn't involve fan service? That doesn't involve a character from a previous Spider-Man movie?
I mean, that's
Cooked.
unfair. Because what about Spider-Man? Can I not use? Can I not use a homeboy? Can I not use Tom?
Motherfucker from a previous Spider-Man franchise.
I mean, I enjoy Tom Holland's performance. I think he did a good
Okay,
job. I mean, yeah, he's
that's one
like
thing.
he makes a childish decision, right? But he's still
We
a
didn't
kid.
even talk about that.
Yeah,
Well,
I
this
mean,
motherfucker
yeah,
is
I
like
mean,
he thinks he's at the drive-through. Like, can what about my mom? Or what about my aunt? What about my friend? What about my friend Ned? Ned? He deserved everything that he got in that movie. He deserved every single thing that he got.
yeah. You know what? I'm just having difficulty having Black Widow above Spider-Man,
Who
to
gives a
be
fuck,
completely
bro?
honest.
Who
But
cares?
Bro, I know,
I
and
think
there's a lot of people in the chat who agree with you or saying like complaining about Black Widow being there. Go rewatch that movie. Like it's really like it's underwhelming for sure, but it's not like insultingly bad. I think Black Widow suffered from the fact that it was the first movie to come out in a very disappointing phase, and I think that's why the perception is there. But as an actual film, like it's tight enough and it's strong enough to like to for you to say, okay, I can watch this at home, maybe do some work in the background, but it's really not trash.
Yeah, like the problem. Here's the problem I have with a lot of people. It's like the Guardians 2. It's like the Guardians 2 dilemma, the taser face. People act like Guardians 2 is trash because it's one scene. It's like, oh my god, when and Cody brought this up, so I'm not making fun of him, but like they fought the plane and all the bad guys died and the good guys live. It's like, does that throw out the entire? It's like these little nitpicky things that people have, but it's like if you look at this movie, it had a story that made sense. Which is a crazy fucking it's crazy as to where the bar is. It had good performances, it had heart, and that's what we keep saying. And then like Spider-Man should have had all the heart in the world, but it's so damn cynical the process that it just like doubles back onto being cynical. Y'all can get on y'all YouTube show and give that shit gas, Antoine. You can do that shit if you want. On this show, the Super Comic Bros, that shit is I. Hey, I'm Tobey Maguire. No, but that's also thing is like Ned gets like wizard power. Yo, it took Doctor Strange with a photographic memory to use the sling ring, and he uses it on accident. Are you trash? Trash. Nah, fuck that. Trash. If I'm voting, it's fucking trash. So it's no trash. Trash.
damn,
Motherfucking that shit got motherfucking anthrax in it, bro. You sprinkled
damn.
anthrax in the blunt. That shit is garbage.
Sheesh.
Leo's
Uh,
definitely spitting.
yeah. I mean, all right. I think this is the end of the tier list, boys. I think I'll send it to both of you guys, and you can post it.
I'm not
Um,
posting this shit.
I'm definitely gonna post it. Let's see how
Yeah,
everybody
cook.
feels about this. Maybe we get cooked, maybe not, but I think it's a solid list. I think we made some executive decisions, but for the most part, we came together as a democracy to figure out just how good all these Phase 4 movies are. Let me actually put this back up there because let's give our final closing thoughts. Phase 4 before we wrap it up. Stokes, give us Phase 4.
The shit was mid, and y'all keep asking for less and less. Every movie, people would say, "Oh, the movie, they're just starting out." It's not just starting out. Half of the go back on ISO. Let's see how many of these are based on an existing property. Like Falcon and Winter Soldier is not new. Thor is a sequel. Eternals is new. Spider-Man is like four sequels in one. Moon Knight is new. She-Hulk is new. It is based on the Hulk, but we'll give it that one. Doctor Strange is a sequel. Hawkeye is a character already established. Loki's a character already established. Black Panther 2 is a sequel. WandaVision is not new. Black Widow is not new. Shang-Chi is new. Miss Marvel is new. Half of this stuff isn't even new. And you know what? The way it works out is that most of the new stuff is good. Like most of the new stuff is better than the old stuff. Stop with the dick suck, bro. Stop being like, oh, you gotta give it more time. Like, what do you mean? They have $1 trillion, bro. What are we waiting for? How do we make excuses for this company that has all the resources in the world? It has so many different IPs and it comes out like dog shit. And y'all want to
Go
defend it.
off.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop with the dick suck, bro. Let's just call it what it is. These movies are not that good. They're not, bro. The dialogue is trash. They got the annoying side characters. It doesn't have the connectivity that people want that could keep you engaged. There's nothing engaging. They don't have any heart except, Black Widow, Shang-Chi. What do they mean by giving more time? They're saying that the Phase 4 has to build up.
Piper's spitting right now. Closing
No,
thoughts
I
on it.
feel like Ant was he was spitting for real, for real. Like this is the biggest, richest studio out right now. Like they have all the resources. Stop settling for less. Demand higher quality films. I think this tier list is mostly, it's self-explanatory. Most of it was all right to mid, and a little trash. I'd say that's how I would describe Phase 4. Exactly how I would describe Phase 4. And I'm actually worried about the next phase because it kind of seems like they're rushing towards it. And if this isn't evidence of it, then I don't know. Like I don't know what to try to tell these fanboys. And even though I disagree where it's at, Shang-Chi, it's his standalone movie, the first one of this phase, and it's the strongest one. So I think that's a sign of hope that they can still deliver new shit, like new, refreshing films. But we'll see. Just not impressed overall. Like especially Spider-Man, dude. I think that really personified Phase 4 for me. It's all just fan service, terrible CGI, terrible dialogue, low stakes. Like it's just money grabbing shit that I disagree with, and I hope that they can improve on.
I think Phase 4 was definitely just kind of soulless, and they went too wide. And I'm looking forward to them being a little bit more focused, hopefully, with Phase 5 and Phase 6 and into the future, and to see where else we can go with the Marvel Universe after this strong lesson that they've learned, hopefully, from Phase 4. Thanks for stopping by, and we are out.